Skunda Soups. Today we're making chicken noodle soup, no chicken noodle soup. Very easy. We're going to start off with the garlic, and we're just going to crush the garlic. This makes it so much easier to cut it and peel it. So here we go. We're going to crush it, and then we're going to take the peels off. And here we go. This was a famous soup, one of our featured soups in Skunda Soups. So we're going to just peel the garlic. Comes off very easy when you just crush it with either a knife or some sort of a card dispenser of some sort. So now we're going to just coarsely chop the garlic. That's about it. Just for no chicken noodle soup, a lot of garlic is really good in it. Side, and then we're going to start with doing a little bit of onion as well. So here we got our onion. Now we're just going to chop it. Easy way. Half an onion should be quite enough for this meal. It's a nice hearty no chicken noodle soup, and it has all the nice vegetables in it and the protein, and I'm going to show you where it is. Here we go. I'm just going to give it a quick chop one way first, and it can be as coarse or as fine as you want. And do it the other way. And then again, flip it again. There we go. So we got our onion, our garlic, and then we're gonna have some celery and some carrots. So let's start with the celery. I got 3 stalks of celery, and here we go. It's a very quick soup, and it's such a nice meal, especially for a cold February. Cutting it a little coarse, but you can go as fine as you want. Okay, now the celery is done. Now our last ingredient that we're going to saute is some carrots. Cut the carrots off. Easy way to cut carrots is you cut them in half. That makes it a little easier. And then just cut it like that. And then just careful about your hands. Don't want to cut any fingers. There we go. I like them a little bit coarse in the soup. And we got another half of our carrot, and we'll do that too. We have got all of our ingredients set up here. So we got our garlic chopped, our onion, our celery, and our carrots, and now we're ready to start. So we're going to bring our cutting board over to our pan. We've got our pan set up over here. There we go. And this soup is so good because it's also vegan. So for all the vegans and the vegetarians out there, this is an awesome soup. We're just gonna add a little bit of oil. This is organic sunflower oil. Safflower oil and sunflower oil is Ayurvedically very cooling, so it's very good for you. So here we go, we're gonna start that up. And we're gonna first start with a little bit of the garlic. Add the garlic in the pan, and then we're gonna add the onion at the same time and let that come to a saute. Now we've got all the onions and the garlic sauteing so nicely. You can smell the flavors coming out. So what we're gonna do, since that's transparent now, the onions are transparent, we're gonna now add the celery. So we're just gonna add the celery and the carrots at the same time. So just gonna stir that and let them get a little bit tender. So down the onions, and this is called like trifecta. The onions, the garlic, the celery, and the carrots, the 3 ingredients that really are aromatic ingredients, so they give it a nice smell. As you can see, the carrots and the celery has begun to soften up really nicely. So we're on our way, and if you could smell this, it smells so good. The whole house is so aromatic, it just smells wonderful. Okay, so perfect for a cold February. All right, so now we're gonna start and put our water in. We're ready for that. Water is going in. Since we're not doing a chicken-based broth or a meat-based broth, we're just gonna put water, which works out great because you get the flavors from all the vegetables and you get all the juices from the vegetables percolating through, so you really don't need a meat broth. So we vegans or vegetarians can eat without even using any meat product at all. So now we added the water, so we're just gonna wait for it to come to a little bit of a boil and then we'll proceed. So we're just waiting for the soup to come to a little boil, and while we're waiting, let's make a little bit of a thickener. It helps the chicken noodle soup. If you want a little bit of a thicker, heartier kind of a soup, I find that just doing a little bit of a thickener with just some flour, all-purpose flour, and some boiled water, it makes a nice thickener, and it gives that soup that little bit of a heartiness that we're looking for. So I just added the boiled water to the flour, and I'm just gonna give it a mix, like so. And if it's a little lumpy, put a little bit more water and just kind of, play with it. So, because you don't want it to be lumpy before you put it in the soup, because then it's really hard to get the lumps out. Just get the lumps out right now. As you see, I added a little bit more water, and there we go. So we have our thickener ready to go. And as the soup boils, once it's done, we're just gonna add this to it. There we go. Completely vegetarian, completely vegan, and you wouldn't even know it. All your meat-eating friends will be astonished, and they'll be like, I can't believe this is completely vegetarian. Here you go, and you can see that the soup is coming to a boil. So now we can add our thickener, and that thickener that we made with the flour is going right in. And put that in. Got a mix just so that it's nicely in there, and that's dissolved. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna add our spices. So we got some garlic. We added actual garlic, we're gonna add some garlic powder too. It just gives it that extra flavor burst that we're looking for. There we go, it's a teaspoon of garlic, a teaspoon of salt, and a little bit of black pepper. Maybe half a teaspoon of black pepper seems to work well. So here we go, half a teaspoon of black pepper. And I'm just gonna give it a mix again. Now the boiling temperature is the same, but it differs depending on where you are in the country. So if you're in Florida, things seem to take longer to boil because we're at sea level. If you're in Colorado, things boil a lot faster. So it took about 10 minutes for, it depends on how much liquid you have in the ingredients and stuff. So this much liquid that we have, it took about 10 minutes to boil, but that all depends. Anyways, now we've added that. We're gonna wait for that to boil. Okay, so we're just ready to put the egg noodles into the soup. And we got the wide egg noodles. These are the Mueller's wide egg noodles. You can get any brand you want, but, and we're ready to put these in, and we can put in as much as we want. Waiting for the noodles to boil. We have some parsley here. We're just gonna cut off the stems and get that ready, because that'll be our little topping at the very end. Putting the parsley, and we're waiting for the noodles to soften up, and then we're just gonna add the parsley. Great, nice fresh parsley, smells so good. So, I'll tell you a little story. We used to go to lots of different restaurants and stuff, and it's so tough being vegetarian. So we would ask for, okay, well, we'll get a soup, and we love the taste and the smell of the chicken noodle soup. It was always made with chicken broth. Everywhere we went, it's always some sort of meat product. So you know what? We thought, we are going to help all the vegans and vegetarians like us out there and help them so that they become self-sufficient, so that they can make something that is completely no violence, completely ahimsa, and completely vegetarian, good for vegans and good for us and good for the environment, good for the earth. So this is very easy, about a 10-minute recipe, anyone can do it. As you can see, the soup is boiling really nicely. All the noodles are nice and soft, and we're ready to put in our meat substitute. This is not meat. This is a meat substitute. This is made out of potato protein and pea protein and a bunch of different spices. It's called corn, Q-U-O-R-N, but you can get any of the different kinds of things. You can get Gardein, there's so many different things available in the stores now. We're just gonna add this, and you can add as much as you want. If you don't wanna add this, you can just leave it out, because the soup is actually very hearty and very nourishing and filling without that even. But if you want to have that little taste of the meat and you're used to that, go ahead and add it. So now we have our parsley sitting here ready to go. So everything is in here. We got our meat substitute, no chicken noodle soup, and it's looking wonderful. So we're just going to add our parsley, and you can add as much or as little as you want. I'm just going to add about that much and give that a mix. It gives us such a pretty bright green color. It looks so wonderful, and it's ready to try. All right, so now all the flavors have come together. You see the beautiful green of the parsley, the green of the celery, with the orange of the carrots. Such beautiful colors. So we're gonna give it a try. So let's just get a little bit of everything. We got a little bit of the meat, a little bit of the carrots, and we got a little bit of everything. And let's give that a try. Very good. Tastes just like the old-fashioned chicken noodle soup that your grandmother used to make, that you're used to. It's excellent. Let's try a little bit of the noodles. Noodles are cooked perfect. Nice and tender. And the carrot, very good. Excellent. Very easy. You can make this soup and enjoy it. I'm gonna try a little bit of that imitation chicken. So it's very good. You can try that, or you can even do it without. But either way, the entire overall flavor is excellent. Here we go. We are done. This is our no chicken noodle soup. And you can pair this with some nice hearty bread, or you can make a grilled cheese sandwich, whatever you like. But it's a wonderful soup and a perfect substitute for all those people who are used to the actual meat-based soups. This does more than the job. You won't even miss your meat. You won't miss your grandmother's chicken. Just a food for thought. And the thought of today's day is that the food that we eat really has an effect on our mind. According to Ayurveda, everything that we consume has a direct effect on our mind, and our mind determines our destiny. So the food that you eat is indirectly determining your destiny. So be careful of what you eat, and eat nice, nourishing ingredients that fulfill you and make you feel happy inside. Namaste.